Greetings and welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian Morse, aka BMO, Team Trilogy. Today we're going to compare two different plastics from Latitude 64. We have the Opto River and the Opto X. This is the Devin Owens Team Series Opto X River. So what we're going to do with this comparison is compare the two plastics. I feel like the Opto X has a slightly bigger dome, and it's definitely a slightly stiffer plastic. So let's see if it flies a little bit more stable than the regular Opto. The River comes in at speed 7, glide 7, turn of -1, and a fade of 1. So let's see what it does. Here we have a look at the 7-speed River in the Opto and Opto X plastics. The 7-speed is definitely comfortable in the hand. The Opto X seemed to have like a little bit of a interesting little thumb ledge on the rim. All right, here we go. We're just going to try to throw straight shots out there. That basket is probably somewhere in the 270 foot department. And you can see that we're throwing the regular Opto first, and on a Anhyzer snap, they snap straight with that -1 turn. Up next, we're going to be throwing the Opto X, trying to get that same release, and off the same release you can immediately see the Opto X has more stability, almost to the point where you could say it's like a fade of 2 instead of a fade of 1. Glide still seem good, although I'd say that as you watch the review you'll notice the glide on the regular Opto seems like it was longer, and you see the shots there. All of the two Opto were pinned, both Opto X off to the left. So we're throwing into a slight headwind here, which means flipping it straight was going to be easy. It's just how much would it turn over with that slight, the slightly higher arm speed because of the headwind. And here you see the Opto X holding that line with that little bit more stability. Now the good thing about Opto X plastic is it should last longer as it gets beat up. This will be a great woods disc. And you see the Opto X went past the pin and off to the left, and the Optos were to the right. Here we're throwing with a slight tailwind, releasing with Anhyzer and just trying to snap it straight, and just to see the whole disc off a full pull. So you see the Opto stands up a bit, and then you see that little bit of fade, a true fade of 1 on those Optos. The Opto X still gets good D, but definitely has a little bit more fade with that increased stability. Might not even say it has a -1 turn. Sometimes discs with a different plastic are completely different discs. So here we have Anhyzer shots, starting off again with the Opto. Now when you get over on the Opto, it will just continue to go right. It's a nice Anhyzer disc, a nice long Anhyzer disc. As you can see here, got over a little bit more on that one. And the Opto X, and I think I'm making a slight adjustment here, but put more Anhyzer on it, and it's still faded out a little bit at the end, and it's actually pinned. I don't know what the distance is on this Anhyzer shot. I'm going to say it's somewhere like around 280 feet. But that first Opto X shot was the best shot. And it faded out. You can see that stability fighting back out. And here we are going to go distance shots. Now the wind was coming from right to left, which could push this down a bit. This is the Opto first, as all of these have been. And that Opto we really got a hold of here. And it was the longest of all 4 drives at 372 feet. This is the second Opto shot. And you can see when you get a hold of it on a good hyzer snap, it'll stand up and just glide out. That one went 357. Now these are 7-speed fairway drivers here. But definitely with that glide, they can get a lot of distance. Here's the Opto X. And you can just see that stability. It's harder to snap it straight, but there's uses for that type of stability with that type of glide. 337 feet on that one. And our last Opto X, just looking to really get into it, and it doesn't turn over, which is pretty neat. That one got 358 feet. You'll see the spread here on the next clip. So in general, the Opto X plastic, for the river at least, is definitely more stable. That first shot was the Opto, the first one that I threw that was the furthest of the bunch, and the other ones were off to the left. The Opto X's both being furthest to the left. Definitely an awesome 7-speed driver that seems to be underutilized. But definitely in the easy to throw department, or can be used for experienced players. Thanks for watching this review. We'll see you on the next one.